we talked last time about the number 10, that it's that number of kind of a community unit. It's a place where one could actually do justice in some way, have something to recall. Well, it turns out that with all of Lot's family, there are in fact 10 or more people. So we have 2 sons-in-laws with 2 daughters as well. Rise, get out of this place, for the Lord is about to destroy the city. Here it is. And he seemed to his son-in-laws to be joking. That joking, to be a jester. And it's the same sense, I think, what's going on with the Abraham and Sarah story, with the laughter and the joking that is there. What you get is a sort of divine seriousness. In 1 year you shall have a child. Followed by a laughter, but then followed by, and I think this is really important in the scene, but then followed by a divine blessing to help Lot and his family escape the destruction that's coming. So notice here's the laughter, here comes the blessing, and then, of course, we're going to see the destruction as well. And as dawn was breaking, the messengers urged Lot, saying, Rise, take your wife and your 2 daughters who remain with you, lest you be wiped out in the punishment of the city. Notice they're having to urge him, and as a reader, you have to be sitting there thinking, what's he doing? Why isn't he out of there? He's been told exactly what's going to happen. He needs to leave. Is he so tied? Is he so tied to the city that he doesn't want to leave? Does he like his wealth there? I mean, here comes, he's been warned, we're destroying the place, and the angels still have to urge him. And again, if we go back to the very beginning of the Abraham story, and I said we can look at Abraham as kind of bookends of one another whenever they look at the watered fields and Lot gets to choose wherever he goes, staying outside of Sodom, then at the gates of Sodom, right? And then we get to see Abraham bargaining for the innocent, to save the innocent, Lot offering up the innocent. Here I think it's the same thing, that they're actually having to urge Lot to get out. And here it is to emphasize it again. And he lingered. He's still not moving. And he lingered. And this, by the way, is God's compassion. This is God's blessing. He lingers. He's still there till dawn. He lingered, and the men seized his hand and his wife's hand and the hands of his 2 daughters. Those are his 2 virgin daughters. But here's the line. In the Lord's compassion for him. In the Lord's compassion for him, and led him outside the city. Lot doesn't want to move. His wife not moving. The 2 daughters not moving. Now, there's lots of kind of a tradition asking why are they being so compassionate to Lot. He obviously doesn't want to seem to go. We just watched, again in the rabbinic tradition, we just witnessed the wickedness of Lot. And yet God is being compassionate to him. In the oral tradition, the explanation is God does this on behalf of Abraham. He does it as a favor to Abraham. In fact, there's a tradition where the entire time Abraham is bargaining with God, it's kind of unstated that Lot is in fact on his mind. There's a great 14th century poem, if any of you know the poem Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. That poet, he has a poem called Cleanness, where he retells the flood scene and the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. And he also has the Abraham bargaining scene. And in this poem, when Abraham's done with God and he gets him down to, would you really wipe it out for 10? And God says, no. Will you save it on behalf of 10? And he says, yes. Abraham leaves, but then he goes sprinting back to God in the poem and he begs him, please save Lot. He just makes it explicit. Like, I didn't want to say what was on my mind, but my nephew's in there. Will you please save him? I'm begging you to save him. So, which is really fantastic to see kind of in a 14th century Christian tradition, a sort of intuition of kind of the same things that the rabbis were thinking about